I'm Tina Lee, and this is my husband, Doug. That one over there. And Sandra is a lovely healthcare worker who comes and helps it all happening.
Thank you, Tina.
Yeah. Now, Sandra, I don't know if you know any of these people, but they do have names. This is Paul Eichhorn, and I reckon he's been to the North Pole or something. He looks like
he looks nice and warm, doesn't he?
Yes. And there's George, and I've seen George a couple of times.
Yeah.
Have you missed him?
Judy's always been there. Sometimes she's been hiding her head around corners and everything else. But it's good to see you full on this time, Jude.
Hi, Jude. So,
thanks, Tina.
Yeah.
And this lovely lady, I don't know.
George's half. Other half?
Patricia. Yes, that's Patricia.
Hello, Patricia.
Hello, Patricia.
All right, so what I want to do is talk about the program we did last year. So the first question I'd written up was, before the program started, what were your thoughts about being involved? So we were going through COVID, we were being isolated, we were told to stay home, as we know, and this program was delivered on an online platform via Zoom. So how did you feel about being involved via internet, I suppose, via Zoom?
I thought it was exciting to join another group. And I really like doing that. So I love meeting people. So I was excited, yeah.
George, how did you feel about meeting other people, be involved in a program, but you were doing it over the internet?
Well, I didn't actually realise what it was going to be until it was sort of thrown on me.
Yeah, so it was sort of a new thing, you didn't know?
Yeah,
I'm going to turn my volume up. Fair enough. Patricia, how did you feel about it?
I was very pleased. A bit daunted by the Zoom, but that was okay. It all worked out well on the whole. But yeah, I thought it was really good because we'd never taken part in anything like this before. And so I'm looking forward to when we can do something face-to-face as well. But this was really good. Yeah, very helpful.
So you found it a good alternative, considering we couldn't meet up face-to-face. Yeah. So what aspects of the online session did you like? That's a big question. Sorry, Patricia?
I was just going to say the poetry was very good, and having that, just the fact that it sort of rolled on from one thing to another. And I know George is very pleased that he got a special mention for our daughter and the lambs and everything. It personalised something that, yeah, and the fact that the objects too, we spoke about those. I personally found all of that really enjoyable. Yeah.
Great, great.
Yes, and our daughter's just been to visit us. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely, George. I bet that was real special when she came up.
And she lamb that can open sliding fly screen doors. So yes, there's an ongoing thing with lambs in our lives.
Beautiful. And Tina, did you want to add, or Doug, would you like to add about
the objects that you brought in from the museum to the club, and we discussed about it. Free line discussion it was. I thought that people can talk really about what they see and how things have changed, and that was a very good session.
Interesting. Sandra, you were around, I imagine, in that period that Tina was joining the sessions. What?
Yes.
So what feedback did you hear?
I heard that there was a gentleman playing a guitar and singing, and everyone was participating, and everybody had to make special noises, and Tina was making a kookaburra. And she loved it. She loved joining in, and everybody with all the sounds and joining in. And she just had a ball. And she just told me how much she really enjoyed the session.
Great.
Yeah, memory's not too good.
Yeah, I know. But Patricia would have mentioned that they were coming up. And well, this is a good question for the care partners. So after the finish of a weekly session, was there conversation that extended on through the week about the program and a lead up to the next week's, the conversation lead up to the next week's program or session?
You did.
Yes, there was from time to time, and also we were able to speak to our daughter about what was happening as well, which opened up another avenue of conversation. Yeah. Especially for George, we could talk about what he'd done. Yeah, was helpful in lots of ways like that. And for me, it was something I look forward to, even though I wasn't the main reason for being in it. I just thought it was such a great program, and one that I never heard of before. I didn't even know it had been run face to face before. So yeah, it was really good, and yeah, certainly did provide topics of conversation. Yeah,
Great.
remember that?
That's good.
Yeah.
One of the aspects that here I consider was the program offered stimulation during the program, and after the finished, there would always be a discussion. But with another activity that Tina was involved in each week, presenting a newsletter that she emails to all of her family members with the help of a support worker, Tina's prompted and remember things during the week, incorporation of the newsletter. And again, sometimes Tina needed a prompt to remember, but Tina would always recall the special sessions that she experienced with the session, Lisa, and of course that got incorporated into the newsletter.
That's
so all
beautiful.
the family members knew what was happening. And
with the program, did you feel there was negatives?
the actual participant would find it hard to actually do the setting up themselves and participating via a computer and Zoom. So there is a reliance on participating carers. And Tina's been fortunate to experience, she's actually hosted a Zoom meeting with help from others. And that was an experience for all the helpers, believe me. It's setting up and establishing Zoom for the first time is not a simple matter. And so there's always the technical problems, which is not really sometimes related to the host. The benefits that are actually received with all the hiccups far exceed the hiccups. The benefits there. The little hiccups are negligible.
We had some good laughs on our hiccups, didn't we?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I thought because we'd not participated in something like this before, even though I'm sure it would have been really frustrating for you, Lisa, at our end, I thought that helped to perhaps lighten the mood sometimes because we weren't quite sure what was going to be happening. And so just interacting with other human beings. Yeah, so it was good in that respect, even though it must have been frustrating as well.
I suppose it adds normality, doesn't it? Because nothing ever runs perfect.
It does.
And we had real life doesn't run perfect. And we did have a few hiccups, didn't we, Judy? What's your feeling on the face-to-face sort of delivery opposed to online? We know that online was great because we were able to do something through COVID. But, you know, your preferences in that kind of delivery, I suppose, online to face-to-face. There'd be positive and negatives in both.
And the face-to-face can be a difficult scenario for participating. Okay. Now,
Yep.
The Zoom scenario comes and is presented in the home, but there's a dependency on someone to help set the meeting up from the participant's point of view. So that needs to be either a family member or a support worker under their home care package or NDIS package.
Yep.
And of course, again, it depends on the interest of the carer or the family member. There's a lot of external influences that can restrict the person's ability to participate.
I agree with what you were saying, Doug. To me, it seems to be there's a place for both face-to-face and Zoom for the reasons that you mentioned. Yeah. So I don't know if you could do a program and mix the two together, or I don't know. But it just seems to me there's a place for both. Because certainly meeting face-to-face is really, really good. But I already feel as if I know some of you now from having seen you. So if I saw you somewhere, I'd recognise who you were. Yeah. So that's the benefit of it. But also when you can see people and actually physically be near them, that's very important too. Yeah.
Darren was, hello.
Hello, Darren.
Hi.
Good morning. Sorry I'm late. Emergencies this morning.
Oh dear. Thanks for joining. Unfortunately, Peter couldn't join us, but Darren offered to come and sit in and sort of provide his intel, what he thought of program, how it worked for Peter. Any valuable information you can add would be great, Darren.
Yeah, Peter really enjoyed the sessions. Peter's wife used to use Zoom and that, and Peter was really excited that he could be a part of that and be a part of something where he could learn using Zoom and on the internet, and really look forward to being part of it as well.
And as a support worker, what did you feel the benefits were for Peter, and were those benefits prolonged or carried on throughout the day?
They were prolonged because it was something that Peter looked forward to getting engaged in. Yeah, Peter likes to be involved. He's this larger than life character at times, and it's not always, he doesn't always get that in the centre because there's multiple clients, different personalities, where everybody that was involved in this had the same interest. And Peter enjoyed that. It was the fact that it was a group specifically designed for a purpose and for an interest. And it was something that he could really get involved in. And he was happy for the rest of the day because it was something specifically for him and for the rest of the group.
Yeah, so it's giving Peter agency, wasn't it? Aside from, and valuing his opinion, aside from being in a group in a respite daycare centre.